Hi everyone, and welcome to season 3 of our series, Freelance series. And in season 3, we are going to talk about standing out as a freelancer, how you can get hired and grow in your chosen career. So this will be the very first episode of our season 3. And on episode 1, our focus would be on how to create a standout portfolio and resume as a freelancer, a virtual assistant, an executive virtual assistant, a creative, a social media manager. So we'll dive right into that. But before we do so, if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Mia. I am a training and onboarding manager at Strivo. I am also the co-founder of Next Level Assist, and I do contents like this, teaching you how to become a successful remote worker or a freelancer. Prior to being in the management position, I was also an executive virtual assistant way back in 2021, and I started in this industry without any prior experience. So let's dive right in. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so that you'll learn more about how to be successful in the remote work industry. And take note, this is already season 3. We were done with season 1 and season 2. So if you haven't watched it yet, it will be in the description section down below, or the links will be available at the end of this video. Watch up until the end of this video because we are going to talk about how you can create your resume or your portfolio so that you can attract clients. And of course, at the end of this video, we are going to give you what one-pager looks like, or what a portfolio actually looks like for freelancers or aspiring freelancers like yourself. Now, let's dive right in. First, let's talk about what do clients actually look for in a freelancer's or a remote worker's portfolio or resume. Let's get real now. In 2025, this actually, for most remote work, especially if you're looking for an overseas client or a foreigner client, clients don't really look at fancy job titles anymore. There are 3 things that they care about when looking at a portfolio or a resume. First is, can you do the job? Second, are you professional and easy to work with? And third, do you understand their needs and their pain points? Knowing these 3 things, what they actually look for or what they want to see in your resume or your portfolio are these 4 things. A clear list of your services or what you offer, a proof that you can deliver the results, even if it's just a mock portfolio or a mock result. Third are tools that you're comfortable in using. And fourth, your communication skills, and of course, your attention to detail. Always think of your portfolio as your storefront, meaning this is where your client can window shop for who they want to work with. So make sure that you make it easy for your clients or for people to know what you do and how they can hire you. Knowing those basics, let's talk about the difference between a traditional resume and a freelance or a remote work optimized one. Your traditional resume looks like this. It focuses on your job titles, your dates, your employers, your previous work experience. It's also often generic and passive, and it's written for human resource and for corporate roles. Now, that's what our typical resume looks like. But now, let's talk about what a freelancer resume looks like, or a freelancer portfolio looks like, right here. This focuses more on your services, your skills, and the outcome or your output. It also is for client-facing, meaning this would attract a client and not an HR professional or a human resource or the human resource department. It is also written like a sales page with a clear call to action, meaning this is what you offer, and at the end, this is how you can contact me, right? These are the pain points, these are your pain points, and this is how I'm going to solve your pain point. Your portfolio or your freelance portfolio also includes the following sections. It's about me, how can I help you, tools that I use, your sample works, and how you can work with me. So that's how your sample or your freelancer portfolio looks like. Remember, When you are a freelancer or a remote worker and you're looking for a client, you are not applying for employment. Take note of that. You are not applying for an employment. You are presenting yourself as a business. You are selling your services. Think of yourself like, the best example I can give is a wedding and event planner. Since I started a business as a wedding and events planner before I became an executive assistant. So I look for clients and I sell my business, my services. This is what I do. This is how I create my checklist. I'm not a creative, right? I don't do photo videos. So what I showcase is the training that my wedding coordinators go through, the checklist that I provide my client, the output, like the feedback of the people that I work with. So I sell myself as a service, and that's how you're going to do it also. It's like you're creating a brochure or a flyer of what your offers are or what your services are. That's how you create a freelancer portfolio targeting a client, compared to your typical resume that attracts HR or the human resource or the corporate client, corporate employment. Now, in your portfolio, we talked about having a sample work, right? Now, if you're someone who doesn't have experience and you're a fresh grad, or your experience is not in freelancing or in virtual assistants, so how can you create a portfolio? I actually have a video about that I'm going to post here and also in the description down below so that you can watch that video more detailed, because here I'm just going to discuss it in passing or in just a few tips. Since we're talking about how to create a portfolio without experience, here's the secret. You can actually create one, and it's very, very easy. Here are some tips of what you can do. Just go to ChatGPT, tell ChatGPT you are an aspiring executive virtual assistant or a virtual assistant. You don't have any work experience. Can you create sample scenarios for me that I can create output on? For example, you want to focus on inbox calendar travel sample output. So tell ChatGPT to provide you with sample scenarios and then create that output, put your output on a Notion page, and then that's going to serve as your portfolio, as your admin portfolio. Because we are general VAs or executive virtual assistant, we're not really creatives, so it's very hard for us to create a portfolio. Now, if you are under creatives, for example, you want to become a social media manager or a video editor, then just think about a client persona. Ask ChatGPT to also create a client persona for you. Tell them to assign you a task on how to create a content calendar or different content that you can create over Canva, and then that's going to serve as your sample work or portfolio. With the help of AI, with the help of our best friend ChatGPT, you can create your own portfolio even if you don't have experience yet. Again, if you want to find out or if you want to hear more details about how you can do that, just click on the wherever in the screen or in the caption down below so that you can watch that episode. Another thing that you can add on your portfolio are testimonials. So what you can also do if you don't have experience, try to build a network, reach out to a family or friend that has a business, tell them that you're going to create a sample document, a database for them for free. Just ask them what they need and then ask for a testimonial or a feedback. And this is why network is very important when you want to become a virtual assistant or a freelancer. Because remember, freelancing is actually a business. Being a virtual assistant or a remote worker is actually a business. So try to reach out to family and friends that have businesses so that you can create some sample works for them, whether it be creative or admin work, and then ask for their feedback so that you also can put testimonials on your portfolio. Now that you know what to include in your portfolio, how you can create sample work even if you don't have any experience yet, let's talk about the different platforms that you can use to create your portfolio. First platform, of course, is our favorite, which is Canva. You can create your portfolio there. I created my own portfolio in Canva. I have a sample right here, so you can check that out. As you can see, I am not a creative. So everything that I put in my portfolio are basically admin tasks like travel management, calendar management. I just haven't included yet sample works, but definitely you can include that as well. But if you're going to create sample works, a portfolio using Canva is not advisable. What you can use as your portfolio is a Notion page, where you can create your different databases like your checklists, travel databases, your sample travel itinerary, expense report, so on and so forth. A Notion page is a great platform to use because you can also convert Notion page into a website that you can link in your resume or your text-based portfolio. If you are not familiar in using Notion, let's say you're a beginner, you want to start off with using Google Workspace. You have Google Docs, Google Sheets. You can create your sample templates in Google Sheets. You can also create your sample portfolio, or you can create your portfolio via Google Docs and then just link your Google Sheets sample databases or works within Google Docs. And then you can just share that Google Doc to your client. And last but definitely not the least, there are a lot of other platforms out there. But if you are a creative, you want to be a video editor or a social media manager, you can use Behance and house all of your edited work right there, and that will serve as your creative portfolio. Now remember, when you are creating your portfolio, it doesn't have to be fancy. Your portfolio just needs to be clear and should answer your client's needs and pain points. Now that you know the different platforms to use, let's talk about two different portfolio templates. One is your one-pager portfolio and one is your full portfolio. Now, when to use one-pager or full portfolio? Let's talk about one-pager first. So your one-pager is great to use when you're doing cold outreach or sending it via a job post or for fast application. So when we talk about a one-pager, this basically is your resume, and then just make sure that you link there your portfolio. So it's like your flyer. Okay, so it's something that you can send easily to anyone that is a potential client. What is included in your one-pager? It includes your services, the tools that you use, probably one sample of your database or your output, as well as your contact information. Use it or use a one-pager if you want your clients to be able to scan it fast. For example, you're just sending out your portfolio to already your potential leads client, right? So for you to get their attention, send that out or your one-pager out first. And then once they reach out to you, then you can send them your full portfolio because they already expressed interest. Now, when do you use your full portfolio? You use it for formal interviews if you already got the attention of your potential client. For agency applicants, so if you're applying with a virtual assistant company, you can send out your full portfolio as well. And of course, for referrals, if you have family or friends who are also in the virtual assistant industry and they referred you to a client, then that's when you can send your full portfolio because that's no longer a cold lead. That's already a warm lead. Now, what should you include in your full portfolio? Of course, you already have there multiple samples of your work, case studies if you have, and testimonials. This can be in a form of a website or a Notion page or a Google Doc page. Now, this is also best used when you want to demonstrate your full capability, and also best used if you are already talking to the client. Let's say you are on a discovery call and you want to present what your services are, then go ahead and show your full portfolio. My tip for those who does not have any experience yet, start with a one-pager first and then just build your full portfolio over time. Since you watched up until the end of this video, I have a free gift for you. In the caption section down below, we have a Notion page and a Canva document that you can download for free and you can use for your own portfolio that you can build and edit over time. Thank you so much everyone for watching. So even if you've never had a client before, remember that you now have everything that you need to create your portfolio and start sending that over to your prospective or potential clients. If you have questions about how to build your portfolio that I haven't discussed here, or you have a question that you just really want answered about your resume and portfolio. Drop them in the comment section down below and I'll try to answer everyone's questions. If you enjoyed this video and you learned something, make sure that you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel as well so that you will be alerted whenever I upload new videos every Thursday. This is episode 1 of season 3. Next week on episode 2, we are going to talk about interview tips for freelancers and how to impress your clients and virtual assistant companies over Zoom. Again, thank you so much everyone for watching. This is Mia. I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a great day.